Let's talk about what's really happening in the Cape Cod real estate market right now, because national headlines don't always tell the full story. Everything I'm sharing today comes directly from our most recent Market Monday data, pulled from Cape MLS. My goal is to explain not just what the numbers are, but what they actually mean for buyers and sellers making decisions right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Cape Cod has officially moved out of that extreme seller's market that we experienced in 2021 and early 2022 and into a more balanced and strategic environment. We are seeing inventory rise, days on market increase, and buyers slow down, but pricing has remained resilient. In 2025, Cape Cod saw 5,170 new listings and 3,872 closed sales. Active listings climbed 13% to 1,145 homes, pushing months of inventory to approximately 3.5 months. This is still below what we would consider a fully balanced market, but it is a meaningful shift from 1.5 months of inventory that we saw in 2021. Buyers are no longer rushing to make emotional decisions. The average days on market increased to 52 days in 2025, up from the low 30s just a few years ago. We also saw the closed to list price ratio soften to 97.7%, meaning buyers are no longer consistently paying over asking price. However, the absorption rate remains healthy at just over 28%. That tells us that homes are still being absorbed, just more selectively. Well-priced, well-located homes are still selling while overpriced listings are sitting. For buyers, this is the most leverage we've seen on Cape Cod in years. You now have more inventory to choose from, more room to negotiate, and the ability to include thoughtful timelines again. That said, this is not a market where you can simply throw out low offers across the board. The buyers who are winning right now are the ones who understand which homes are overpriced, which sellers are motivated, and how to structure an offer that stands out without overpaying. For sellers, the market is still strong, but it is far less forgiving than it was during the pandemic boom. The data clearly shows that pricing and preparation matters more than ever. In 2025, the average sale price on Cape Cod rose to over $1 million at $1,013,000 and change, up from $980,006 in 2024. Median prices also continue to climb, confirming that values are holding. But sellers who overprice their homes are seeing longer days on market and more frequent price reductions. The first 2 to 3 weeks on market are critical. Homes that launch correctly are still selling. Homes that miss the mark are often chasing the market downward. When we look at Plymouth County, we see a slightly more stable market. Inventory levels have remained more consistent, and closed to list price ratios have stayed closer to 100%. Cape Cod tends to exaggerate market shifts anyways, both up and down due to second homes, lifestyle buyers, and seasonal demand. That's why hyperlocal strategy matters so much more. The biggest takeaway right now is that Cape Cod is not crashing. It is recalibrating. This market rewards preparation, pricing accuracy, and local expertise. So if you're thinking about buying or selling on Cape this year and you want a strategy based on real data and local insights, not national headlines, the Gervais Group is always happy to help you navigate your next move. We'll see you next week.